Hi guys, so I have been having a wonderful time. It's been 2 days and today is actually the second day of the CIPS Masterclass Certified International Property Specialist Masterclass 2022. And honestly, I can just say that my instructor is a wonderful man and I have had an exciting time. Let me tell you the truth. Last year, I had friends send me the masterclass and said, this wonderful man coming in via Greppa and you should be a part of this. I'm like, no, I'm not coming to any class. And this year I came first day, I saw everything happening. And second day, I must confess that you're a naturalist, you're like a lecturer, a full teacher. You can just make anybody buy anything at all. And I've had a wonderful time because talking about real estate in Chicago and comparing it to real estate in the whole world and especially in Ghana, I just think that is a thing about systems and where eventually we are going to grow into. So you are more like talking to us about our future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, the future is extremely important.
Yeah.
So often in business, we want to think about today, but we have to plan for the future. Just like as parents, we plan for the future for our children.
Yeah.
We have to plan for the future of our real estate because it truly defines our communities, the activities within those communities, and the way people move. So what we're doing here is really laying a foundation that is strong enough to sustain a storm, the worst storm, so that not only yourself, but all the people of Ghana and the world can benefit from what we have in this beautiful place right now.
Now, I should say that in the class today, you taught us about the MLS. You showed your MLS and how it syndicates into your personal website and then on realtor.com. And that's a place where we are not yet at because in as much as Greppa members, there's a Greppa MLS platform. Our people, myself and my colleagues as agents, we have not really come to accept the fact that working together as one people is the way to go.
Yeah.
And this is a word everybody says that if you want to go far, you can go alone. But if you want to go fast, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go as a group. And I think that as a businessman, you will really want to go far where you've built a generational business that you are off the scene and your daughter or your son can easily take over from you. And so we really appreciate your time on teaching us that. But how then do you think that we can come to accept the fact that we need to work together and open up our businesses so that other colleagues or other brokerages or other agencies can then be beneficiaries of our listings or what we are currently doing in the market?
Absolutely. Cooperation in the marketplace helps everybody. Everybody specializes in something different. Some people are really good with working with buyers. Some people don't necessarily get into the touchy-feely and I got to deal with your emotions, but they're really good with the sellers. And so instead of trying to be jack of all trade, master of none, we become the master of our trade and work with others to help build them, show them how to make money while we're making money and helping to house families, not just here, but all over the world. Because your families here may very well move to somewhere else in the world one day. Are you going to let them go out there and be taken advantage of by another real estate practitioner somewhere in the world that doesn't have the knowledge, that doesn't have the understanding, that's ready to sell them garbage? One phrase that I'm always reminded of is iron sharpens iron. And that means that the knowledge that I have is the knowledge that you have. And if I share that knowledge, you build on that knowledge from your experiences. And then you share that back with me.
That is easy.
And then here we go. Iron sharpening the iron. And we are one sharp body that's able to operate in the most efficient and effective way, not just for ourselves, but for the communities at large.
Great. So I think that the last thing that you touched on before we eventually went on the break is how you feel that a course like the CIP is like CPS CIP and PMP and all these other courses should not just be centralized on realtors or agents, but to even get the end users to be a part of it. Why do you think it's so important that even the clients need some knowledge of what we do as our everyday life and as our everyday business?
Let me put it in terms of healthcare.
Okay.
If you have a heart attack, would you want a brain surgeon operating on you, or would you want a heart surgeon
straight to the
operating on
heart
you?
surgeon, straight?
Because he's the specialist.
Yeah.
That does not mean that the heart surgeon doesn't have medical experience and I cannot help you in certain other areas, but you need a specialist.
Yeah.
The specialist is going to give you the best possible outcome. Specialists can never guarantee an outcome.
Yeah.
But a specialist that has practiced their trade over and over and over again and has become an expert in that trade, why would you go from an expert to a novice and expect to get high quality results? Yes.
Yeah.
And so if you wouldn't go to an eye doctor
for a heart
attack,
then why?
Then why would you go to a cab driver to purchase real estate?
True.
Which happens to be the largest investment in most people's lives, regardless of their income class.
True.
Expertise is where it is.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point. So, lastly, for me, I think I would like to say to every individual who would ever chance on this video that we've had a great 2-day sections. We have 3 more days to cover. But for myself, I personally feel like I am in the right sport, and especially because this is going to move us into the future of how the Ghanaian real estate market is looking like. I'm privileged to be one of the pioneers of people having this information. I would just advocate to say that every individual out there, every realtor, every broker needs to pick up the course, because regardless of how many deals you're closing or how exposed you think you are to a certain market, knowledge is key.
Yeah.
And you add someone else's knowledge and expertise to yours, and you were there. Because honestly, I just saw the whole MLS, the whole database system. And I've experienced that in South Africa, where my partner was just driving me around and she had the software that she could just point on the property.
Yes.
And there's full details and everything with price. And we don't even see that. We are not close to anywhere, because even the sellers are not ready to even give you the original price. Absolutely. So they give this broker this price, they give that broker another price for the same property. But with all this, once we educate them, once we educate the public, and eventually our political systems join hands with us, I think that we'll get to a very best side of life. And so I'm impressed and I'm happy to be a part of the CIPS Masterclass for 2022. So what should we expect for the next 3 days? What's coming up next?
Man, for the next 3 days, we're going to finish up looking at valuing properties in a variety of different ways versus just coming up with a price off the top of your head.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's big.
Then that's what I just mentioned.
Yep. And we're going to also explore specific countries around the world, Asia, Europe, and the Americas, to understand how business is done in those areas so we can better serve those clients when they come here. If we don't know what their expectation is, how can we exceed their expectations?
So to get them on there.
Absolutely.
Wow, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have had an exciting conversation. And one of the great things I would like to tell you about is that once you're a member of GREPA, automatically you get access to the NAR, that's the National Association of Realtors, and you can, by just that association, get people like Mr. Maurice and other great people from all over the world, and access to great information that you would never know even existed, and the knowledge, and then just the community, just to be associated with this kind of people. And so you should definitely be a member of GREPA here in Ghana. And I think Mr. Maurice will add his last few words, and then we can say a bye-bye to you.
Absolutely. Being a member of the National Association of Realtors brings you into a family of 2.4 million members globally.
Wow.
In 181 countries with 14,000 certified international property specialists, allowing you to take your real estate business global. These courses are not a cost, and your membership to GREPA is not a cost. It's an investment in yourself and in your business. I'll see you soon in class.